Hi everyone, I'm Vlad and I'm here with my great friend Viorel. He just become a pro bodybuilder, which was his dream life. And we are talking today about how much will cost you to become a professional bodybuilder and what we can expect from what's happening now in bodybuilding. Hi Viorel.
Hey, hey Vlad, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm very happy to talk with you about what's happening in bodybuilding because you are a great motivation for a lot of people. And you start from, we can say about you, you start from zero and you become a hero because not anyone
Thank
is
you.
able to be a professional bodybuilder and you've made it.
Yeah. Uh, Hello everyone. My name is Viorel Morășoiu. I'm originally from Romania, and I moved to US following my dream, my lifetime dream, to become a professional bodybuilding. I moved here about 9 years ago with a only dream on my mind to become a professional bodybuilder, and after 9 years of struggling and hard work and dedication, I achieved my goal to become a professional bodybuilder last September at North Americans. So I can say I'm the first classic physique classic physique pro in Romania, in my country Romania, and I would like to represent Romania next year on a bodybuilding scene.
Awesome. You're not only a pro bodybuilder, but you're also very influent here in Romania. Even you're living in US, a lot of Romanian people are following you, and you are also a very great trainer, not for Romanians, but for US citizen and even like Chinese and people around the world. Tell me a little bit about before going in the subject, tell me a little bit about how is to be such a successful trainer like you are.
I start from the zero. I start bodybuilding 15 years ago, and I took it step by step and learning from different magazines and like everybody do. And then when I got here in US, I had the chance to work with the best coaches on the business, with Don Long, with Milo Sarcev, with Chris Aceto, and I built up a lot of experience working with them, and also preparing myself for a lot of bodybuilding shows during those 15 years. So I got a lot of experience on my back, and now I start like sharing my experience with other people and try to motivate and learn them to become a great bodybuilders. So I start my company Body by VO. You can find me at bodybyvo.com or email me at bodybyvo@yahoo.com. I train people all over the world, and I have some great results with a lot of clients. You can check my Instagram to see all my work there.
Yeah, I really recommend people to work with Viorel because he not only is a very good trainer, but his like price, because we will talk about today about money, and to become a pro bodybuilder you need a lot of money. And yeah, he already spent a lot of money to become the best and work with the best, and he's offering to help people for a decent amount of money. And it's very important when you want to get good at something to be like smart with your budget and not spending too much money on trainers that will just rape your wallet and will tell you exactly the same thing. And probably most of them are not like professional bodybuilders or don't have the same experience like Viorel it has. Viorel, tell us a little bit about how life was when you moved to US. How it was, like what happened?
I moved to US when I was 21 years old, and I come here with only one luggage of clothes, nothing, absolutely nothing else. And I didn't expect the life to be easy, but was very hard at the beginning. It was super hard. Like when I got here and I saw in the pictures the community where I'll move to, like was a cheap community for Las Vegas, but still $800 a month. Uh, I thought will be with furniture and everything else inside, but when I moved in, was like an empty apartment with nothing, with no light, no gas, and nothing. So I needed to build up to get the bed. First few nights I sleep on the carpet because I didn't have the bed. So I start like getting a inflammable like mattress from Walmart and starting from zero, absolutely zero. I didn't had even like Tupperware or like glass to drink water from. So I had to start from absolutely zero and build up from there. Was a very long and hard like process,
I
but
think that start.
I don't regret nothing. I I still like love that I moved to US and enjoy right now the hard work.
I think that hard start gave you the momentum, gave you the base, a strong base to be able to build what you build today. Like I'm not sure how many people was like able to, like if you are talking today with teenagers, if you are going to gym and you are talking, hey, do you want to become a pro bodybuilder? I see you every day here and you look dedicated. Yes, I want. Do you want to, are you ready to do something as hard as I did? And I'm not sure how many like teenagers will be so excited to like zero
Yeah,
comfort, only problems.
exactly. Yeah, I think those struggles like made my mind to be strong, and to be a pro bodybuilder and to be a good bodybuilder you have to be mentally strong. So if you don't go to troubles and hardship, you cannot be strong mentally and succeed in bodybuilding, because bodybuilding is a very tough, mental, demanding sport.
I understand. Tell me, when you was like, how was your when was your first show? After how much time?
I moved to US in 2008 and my first show was in 2010. So for 2 years was a rough time when I tried to stabilize here in US and make things good. So I didn't have the possibility to train and eat and supplement and like supposed to. So only in 2010 I did my first show here in US after 2 years. So I pay my dues for 2 years to do my first show here.
I'm also very curious. How was your first show? Did you felt like, did you had everything you need to prepare to compete in that situation, or you just decided I have this budget, I will do it?
For sure, I didn't had everything I needed because uh, for preparing for a bodybuilding show, you need to have a lot of connections and know people and get good supplements and gears and stuff like that. So I didn't have that kind of connection after 2 years. So it was a rough start. But when you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. So if you want to do something very bad, you'll do it. Doesn't matter the
Nothing will
circumstances.
stop you.
Exactly, nothing will stop me. Yeah,
Let's start with the basics. If you want to become a professional bodybuilder, first thing you need to go to the gym, which is the most basic thing.
exactly.
How much cost a gym and what kind of gym do you recommend? Do you recommend like very fancy gyms, or do you think if you want to start serious in bodybuilding, almost any gym it's fine? What do you think?
Myself, I start bodybuilding at 15 years old in a like old style, rusty dungeon gym. So I think as long as you have enough like machines and weights, you can go to any gym if you really want to train. If you are like fancy and you want nice equipment, then I think you need to pay more for that, and not necessarily it's a better gym if it has fancy machines. So I think any gym can be a good gym to start.
How much costs in US like a basic normal gym that it's
Here
around you?
in US, actually, it's a little bit cheaper than Europe and Romania. For example, I pay I did you have to do contract for 2 years here in US, and you pay $21 a month for a gym membership. So for 2 years, I have contract with $21 a month, getting from my bank account, which is nothing, $21 for a gym membership, and you have access here in Las Vegas to 5 or 6 huge gyms, open 24 hours. So here, that's a good thing about US.
After you decide to go to the gym, you have to start working at your diet. Tell me about how much costs a professional bodybuilder to eat. What are you eating in a normal day and how much it costs you, let's just say per month, if we like make an estimation.
It's all depend on the budget what you have. For example, here in US, you can find cheap food like chicken breast from like a regular grocery store for $1.99 a pound, $1.99 a pound. Or you can go and buy like raw tuna or raw salmon to eat sashimi and pay like $20 a pound. So it's all depends on the budget. When I move here to US, I go with the cheapest sources of protein and carbs. So I was eating a lot of chicken breast and rice. Rice is cheap, uh, but when you start to getting like more advanced and you want to like after a long time in a diet, you need to switch things up. You need to eat something else. You need to switch chicken with maybe some fish or some salmon or some like shrimp or something else. You cannot eat chicken forever. So in order to stay on a diet, you have to diversify your food choices. So for myself, eating 6 meals a day with salmon, uh, steak, and fish, chicken, egg whites. For carb sources, I eat rice, sweet potatoes. For myself, I estimate like 1,000 a month only on like food alone, if I put everything together. But like I said, when I moved to US, I didn't have that kind of money to
Yeah.
spend on 1,000 only on food. So I was going with cheaper food choices, and probably with $500-600 a month, you can have a good bodybuilder diet.
Yeah, let's just say it depends on diet. You can be like from 500 to 1,500. That can be
Yeah,
like a normal range, depends on budget. If you are rich enough, you can go like extra and buy much more fancy stuff day by
yeah,
day, or you
and
can
that's
eat more in restaurants than like cook by yourself.
yeah. I spend a lot of money on food because I am very busy. I have a very busy life, working all the time, and I eat a lot out, so I go like eating out like almost every day. And when you go eating out, you spend like between $20 and $40 for a meal. So I spend a lot of money on food. That's the biggest expense of my life, food. Like
Yeah,
other people spend money on drugs and gambling, that's how I spend my money on on food.
that's your
That's my
addiction.
addiction.
That's your
Exactly.
addiction. We are doing all those estimation, thinking about just one person. You have to take in mind. You can have a family. You can have like a kid to take care of it. We are just talking just based
Yeah,
on
I
what
talking
person.
only about myself. I talking only about myself. I don't talk about my kid and my wife. So just for myself, let's say if you want to go very very cheap and you don't eat out at all, you can eat good bodybuilding diet for 500. if you eat just at home, no, don't go out, you can spend like $1,000 a month and have a variety of foods and veggies and meats. But if you go out, you can spend over 1,500 a month only on food.
Which is also important. You can go like very cheap at the beginning, but if you want to keep that on the long term and if you want to stay healthy, you cannot eat like chicken breast and rice forever. Like, you will get sick. You need more than chicken breast and rice to just to stay healthy, not even to
Exactly.
train. And yeah, it's like you can sacrifice for like compete once, but it's not a good choice for a long term.
Yeah.
After you have a membership, after you have the food, next step you have the supplements. Let's just say you have no sponsors. And most of the people who are like going to the gym don't have sponsor because yeah, company has to make money and they have to sell products.
Exactly. Yeah.
You are a professional bodybuilder. Is this a question that a lot of people are curious about? Are you really using supplements? Are pro bodybuilders that you know really using supplements?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Supplements are very important on a bodybuilding diet because you cannot get all your like nutrients like vitamins and minerals and I don't know probiotics and digestive enzymes from food alone. I mean you can, but it's very hard to get everything. So 99% of the bodybuilders use supplements to have a strong diet. Also,
How
you cannot eat like 500 grams of protein only from meat. So you have to supplement with protein powders.
what supplements are you using? Like, what kind of supplements are you using, and how much cost that per month?
On off season, I use the basic. I use a protein powder. I use a fast digesting carb after workout. Uh, all year round, I use multivitamins and multiminerals. Probiotics, I use all year round. Enzymes, I use all year round. Omega 3, and that's the base. Creatine, BCA, glutamine. That's the base what I use on off season. But when the contest time come, you have to add a lot of other stuff. You have to add stuff that protects your body from the gear you take. So you have to add liver protection. Also, you have to add some like greens mix to have enough like greens. Um, a fat burner, a good fat burner you have to add. it, it it will cost you a lot of money if
How
you
much you
prepare for a
pay?
show.
Like, if you're adding, like, you probably are buying supplements once a week, once a 2 weeks. How much it cost you per month?
Right now I'm sponsored by a company in Romania, a very good company in Romania. So I don't spend too much money on supplements. I'm lucky, but to get sponsorship, you have to get to a level first. So at beginning, you have to buy your own supplements. So when I was buying my own supplements, I was spending like every week I was the supplement store and I was spending between 100 and 200. So four,
Probably
500,
500, yeah.
500 a month at least when I was preparing for the show. At least when I was preparing for a show.
I just want to say something about VRL. He is very modest. He will not say this. I know bodybuilders who are like bigger than him, much more ripped, and definitely better bodybuilder than him. But the reason why he is sponsorship and company wants to work with him is because he's a smart trainer. And company wants to have in their team someone so smart as he, someone with such, not who is passionate about bodybuilding, but someone who is so passionate about the science of bodybuilding. This is why I was recommending you to work with him. It's not about like, he's not so much into making money than just see how much he can like help others to get better. And I think this is the main reason why a company wants to work with you. Some people will get like huge, very good condition, winning show after show, and because they are like in their own life, they are not smart enough. People don't look up to them. Company
Yeah,
don't.
bodybuilding in those days, you need to be more than training, eat, training, and sleep. You have to interact with people and be smart about everything around you and about supplements and everything. So that's why I choose to work with the best coaches in business. So I will learn from the best, and also I study myself a lot of research and a lot of things about supplements and training and everything around bodybuilding. Every day I read about body. So all my life it's all around bodybuilding. So when I go to a party and no bodybuilders are there, I'm like, I don't know what to speak with people. You know what I mean? I get bored very fast. But when I'm around people passionate about bodybuilding, I'm open
You have
to
the
talk
best
with
time of
them.
your life with them.
Exactly, exactly.
Before, let's just say you have the gym membership, you have the food, you have the supplements. What do you think is the next step? Are you going on vitamin S, or are you
Ex-
going to like having more like a doctor, because those are also expensive? Are you also going to like gears, or are you looking for someone who is like kineto practitioners, like someone to
Yeah.
help your joints? And what's the next step in your opinion if you want to get a
The
pro?
next step, if you want to go to a high level of performance and try to win shows and be a pro bodybuilding, after you have the food, you have the supplements, you have the gym membership. The next step is gear and doctor. Both are hand to hand. You cannot do one without the other. I mean, you can do it, but it's not a smart thing to do it. So for many years I didn't had insurance like health insurance, which was a bad thing. I was lucky that I didn't get sick or nothing, or I didn't have any problems. But when you don't have insurance and you cannot go to a doctor and do some blood work and see where you are, like you go on dark. You don't know where you're going. You know what I mean with your health. So I recommend people to have insurance and to have access to a doctor and monitorize the health of the body, because it's very important. If you are not healthy, you cannot perform at the best. You know what I mean? If you are not healthy, it's impossible
Yeah, and also
to prep for a contest.
we have to talk the truth. A lot of bodybuilders has died because of like what they did to their own body. And like if normal people wants to have a doctor, like people who are not doing any sports wants to have a good doctor, if you are going to do a bodybuilding to be a professional bodybuilding, and you will like push your body to the limit, you cannot push without. It's like you have a race car but you don't have someone to repair it. You need a doctor.
Exactly. Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
cost you the insurance?
Here in US, it's very very strange with the insurance. It's like everything. It's in US. It's a business. Bodybuilding, it's a business. Health, it's a business. Food, it's a business. So health, it's a huge business here in US. So the insurance, it's very very expensive and don't cover everything. For example, I pay for my family, myself, my wife, and the kid, $480 a month for the insurance. Let's say if you are only one person, between 150 and $200 a month for insurance. But when you go to a family doctor, you still have to pay $20 for visit. When you go to a specialist, you have to pay $40 for a visit. When you go to, for example, to do a surgery, like I had my surgery, my umbilical surgery, belly button surgery, I had a hernia. I had to pay 1,500. Without insurance was like 15,000 dollars, but with insurance still 1,500. So it's not like in Romania you have insurance, you don't pay for nothing. you still have to pay for everything, but less money.
Yeah, you pay
And the
like you
prices
pay
for,
like 10% from the normal cost
yeah, exactly.
if you have the insurance. I like, I don't want to think how bad can be for a like, so, for a bodybuilder who like have serious problem, health problem. All the money was spent on food and gears and bodybuilding stuff, and he's sick and he's not having a doctor. I don't want to be in that position. I think it's very very bad situation.
Yeah, let me give you an example. So I had the injury on my shoulder in 2012, and I pay like 150 a month for insurance. So I had to go to emergency care because I had very bad pain on my shoulder. So I stayed there for like 4 hours to see me a doctor from emergency room, and after 4 hours, somebody see me, look at my shoulder, do some like scans, some CAT scans on my body and stuff like that. Took like maximum 1 hour. Okay, I go home. I pay at emergency room $100 because that was the copay for if you have insurance, $100. And after a few weeks, I get a bill from the hospital. Was like 15,000, 15,000 dollars bill. So for 1 hour at emergency room, you have to pay over $10,000 for anything, for a like minor thing. So if you get a serious injury in the gym, like squatting, then you have like to pay 20, 30, $40,000 to get fixed with the hospital and everything. So that ruinate all your life and all your savings and everything. So it's very important to have an insurance.
Insurance, let's just say $200 per month. Let's see if you how much cost you the after you pay the insurance, like $200 per month, no gears, just chiropracticians, massage, doctor visits. Sometimes you are doing
So
some blood tests. How much cost you this?
for myself, the insurance calculate how much money I pay this year, and I pay 1,500 for everything I did. So uh, this year I did 3 times. I did blood work 3 times, and I did a lot of other tests to make sure before I start my contest prep, everything is ready and good to go. So I had my echocardiogram at my heart. That was $250 with the insurance. Then they said they need to do like effort echocardiogram when you run on the treadmill and they monitorize your heart. I pay another 250, so it was 500 just to check my heart, and everything was good. Then I did a echocardiogram to my liver. That was like 50 or $60, and then blood work. I did 3 times. Um, the blood work it's $25 for all your blood work. So that's another thing to have insurance for. If you do, I recommend people to do at least 2 times a year blood work. So it's $25 if you have insurance. If you don't have insurance, all your blood work is like add up, and it's over 1,500 to do your blood work one time. So that's a big thing to have insurance for blood work, just for blood work. It costs you $3,000 if you don't have insurance. then office visits. I saw my doctor like 3, 4, 5 times this year, and I saw my specialist doctor. I have an endocardiolog doctor where check my hormones and prescribe me testosterone and other stuff what I need. So I spend over 1,500 on doctors besides the insurance what I pay monthly. Don't taking in calcul the chiropractor and massage therapist, that the insurance don't pay for that. So every time I go to the chiropractor, I was paying $45, between 45 and 60, and it take like just 10, 15 minutes to fix you, but you have to pay 45, $60 every time you go. I was trying to go every 2 weeks when I was preparing for the show, so I spend another few $100 at least there at the chiropractor. And then you have massage therapist. 1 hour of massage here, if with a good therapist, is between 60, where is the cheapest and is not the best, go all the way up to $90. So I was paying $60 for a massage therapy, and in the last weeks, in the last like months before the show, I was doing 2 sessions a week because my body was so sore and so tight. So every week I was spending $120 just on massage therapy, and it add up, and it's a lot of money what you
Yeah,
spend, a lot.
when you add everything together, you just start to see how much money it cost you. And
Yeah,
let's just say you have.
I never put on the paper how much money I spend, because I'll get scared if I put everything up. Yeah.
Do you have your heart pills before? Did you take your heart pills before doing this?
Yeah, I took my blood pressure pills.
Because this is dangerous what we are doing, just let you know how much you spend on this. And this is happening. It's like some people are gambling and they spend like, some people are spending millions on gambling. Some people are passionate by cars, and some people are taking normal cars and they are spending like double Lamborghini cost in a normal car just to make it how they want.
Yeah.
What's interesting bodybuilding, let's just
Other
say,
people spend money on drugs.
yeah, let's just say in bodybuilding, it's a little bit different because you're spending money on yourself, and it's a little bit different. But in the same time, yeah, if you do everything right, but let's just say you are not doing to a chiropractor, you don't have massage, you cut those, you can get injured so bad that you will have like, you will need a lot of time to recover and you will not be able to compete. This is why we are saying all those costs, because if someone wants to get pro, and yeah, he needs a budget for this, he needs to take everything, like everything is important. After
Yeah,
you
everything
have
is important.
gym membership, food, supplements, insurance, blood test, all the stuff that you need with your doctors, everything it's fine. You start to take the gears. How
That's the
much?
most expensive. and and wait, that's the most expensive part. We left it for the last. So everything was okay until now. When the gear come in the equation, that's even more expensive. That where it get crazy. Yeah.
How much are you spending? You are not such a heavy users, because this is also depending, like you're in under the average as a user, gear user.
Yeah, I'm in moderate. I like to do everything in moderation, because yeah, I think if you push your body with gear to the limits, then you get sick and you can die and stuff like that. But everything in moderation can be okay, if you use in moderation. So, and I see better results when people use in moderation, because when people use heavy gear and a lot and for long periods of time, the body become toxic from all the gear you put inside of your body, and you don't get the best
Yeah, a
performance
sick
when
body
your
will
body is
not.
toxic.
Yeah, a sick body will not get better.
Exactly. Yeah. So
And also it's you're losing your sensitivity to everything you take. And if you're just taking too much on the long term, you will not have results, and you will get like addicted, because your body will like break and you will need to take this forever.
exactly, it's like a race car. You cannot fill up the tank over the limit, regardless. Like, put more. If you put more gas on the tank, that the car will don't go fast. That's why in the car race they put like just a little bit of gas, and they prefer to refill it like more times, because the car run faster when they put just a little bit of gas inside. But also you have to put the best gas inside the car, race car, to get the best performance. So I tell to all my clients, use gear in moderation, and better use like a range of gear. So don't use like 2000 milligrams of testosterone. Instead of that, use like 400 of that and 400 of that, and take take like a few things at once, so your body don't get used only with one gear, one substance.
How much cost you in off season when is the cheapest?
In off season, you can have a 4 week, 16-week cycle, 4 month cycle for maybe $2,000 with everything. But when you go contest prep, you spend at least $1,000. Not talking about growth hormone, just like gear. At least $1,000 a month for gear. And I talk here about the prices here in US because I know in Europe are a little bit cheaper. So everybody will think I spend $1,000 on gear, and it's a lot of gear because in Romania for 1,000 you can get a lot of gear, but not necessarily a good one. You can get fake stuff. But here in US the prices are a little bit higher on gear because our regulation are like stricter and it's harder to find, and less people risk to go to jail for that. So that's why the prices are a little bit higher.
How much do you think like will be the range of like for an off season, like let's say from your client, you have clients around the world, how much costs someone from UK? In UK it's also cheap. I think you can go and buy from, it's legal to buy it. It's no problem.
You can go for a 4 month cycle between $1,000 and $2,000 on off season. So
That's enough.
between 1,000, yeah, and $2,000. Talking about getting to a next level and getting to a pro level, so between 2,000 and $1,000. But contest prep, it's another thing. You have to use more supplements, more gear, more a variety of more substances and stuff that protects your body against the substances what you take. So at least $1,000 a month on a contest prep. So $4,000 at least for a 16 weeks prep. 16 weeks prep. That don't include the growth hormone because people who want to get to the next level and
They
try to be a
need.
pro, they need growth hormone as well. So here in US, it's very expensive as well. The growth hormone. I use growth hormone. I use the Chinese one, what you get from like people who sell gear, but I never saw good results from that. So I decide that I'll only use pharmacy grade growth hormone, or I don't use it at all. So even for myself, who I think I make enough money, I can't afford to spend 1,500 on growth hormone a month.
Per month. That's
Yeah,
the cost.
30, 36 unitates of growth hormone. What you use in 4 or 5 days, it's $380 from pharmacy. Yeah, so
That's,
getting very expensive.
and I think we almost cover all the expenses to be a pro bodybuilder, but I also want to ask you, after someone have a budget for all those stuff, how much will cost him to be trained by you?
Uh, People, contest prep, it's $600 for 16 weeks, or $450 for 12 weeks prep. That includes everything like diet, training, supplements, and also I keep in contact with my clients via WhatsApp, and they can ask me questions during the program. And we'll do updates where they send me pictures and the weight, and they tell me a little bit about how the week goes. And after they send me all that updates, I calculate everything and I put the pictures together from last week with this week, and I see what improvements they make, and I change the diet, I change the cardio so they can progress even more. So every week I get updates from clients, and I update them the diets.
Yeah, it's it's an expensive
But
passion.
that's on the cheap side of a trainer because
Yeah, how much you spend? Yeah, yeah, because we talk a lot about your expensive. This is like when you have a good trainer and he's also not expensive, but how much you spend on trainers?
uh here in US is crazy. If you want to get a good trainer, you spend between $3,000 and $4,000 for a contest prep. So myself, I spent $3,000 with Chris Acedo, but I took that like an investment because I learned a lot from him, and also I got my body to the next level. So if you want to get to the next level, you need a trainer, because even if you know a lot about nutrition, you know a lot about training, about everything, you cannot judge yourself how you progress seeing yourself on the mirror all the time. Sometimes you look in the mirror, you think you look good, sometimes you think you look bad, so that mess up with your head, and you can make like wrong decision. So you can say, oh, I didn't lose any fat this week, because you see on the mirror yourself every day. Oh, I look the same this week, but in reality you look different if you put the pictures one to next to each other. So you try to do more cardio, you try to diet harder, which is not the case, the best case to do. So if you have a trainer, he look from outside and he tell your his point of view from outside. So
He's not
that's the
influenced by the emotion and the stress and yeah, everything
exactly.
is happening in your life. And if you want to be an athlete, it doesn't matter what sports you are doing. I'm not a bodybuilder, and I still have, and I have a very high level of knowledge in nutrition, and I still have a nutrition coach. I have a very good knowledge, and I'm a trainer in the sports that I'm doing, and I still have someone else who is like judging me and giving me advice, because someone else is like will tell you the truth even better. And if you are doing good or if you are doing wrong, you need someone else to confirm that, like, yeah, you are doing good now, keep this, or you are doing wrong now, don't do that again. And a trainer is very
Exactly.
important.
Yeah, even the best of the best in the world have trainers. Like
Yeah,
all the best athletes have trainers.
yeah,
So bodybuilding is not a sport where you don't need trainers.
it's no different.
Yeah, it's no different exactly.
I think it was a very very good topic to
Oh, we
cover.
we forgot to talk about what you get after you get your pro card.
Yeah,
How
yeah, you
much
get the
money
pro
prize you
card.
get.
You get the pro card. You spend all your money. Let's just say you spend all your money. You
Not talking. We talked just the contest prep, but we didn't talk about the flight, the
yeah.
hotel, the registration on the contest, and everything else.
Let's just
The
say
tanning.
you're in best shape of your life. Everyone will it's saying you will get the pro card. Okay? You spend all your money on this. You have to compete. How much cost you to compete?
At least another $1,000.
At
if
least.
you if you at
If you are
least
going
if
by
you travel.
yourself.
Yeah, if you're going by yourself and you have a plane ticket, then you have the hotel for a few nights, and then you have the food, you have a rental car, then you got the tanning, you got the registration on the contest. At least $1,000. For example, when I had my contest here in Las Vegas, USA, just the registration on that contest was $350. Just the registration.
Oh my god.
Another 100, yeah, another $120 on tanning, and I spent almost like six or five, four, $500 being here in my hometown without to travel, plane tickets and hotel and rental car and everything. So another $1,000 just to travel and compete.
And if you are lucky enough to become a pro, you have a problem. If you don't have money, you have to pay for the pro card.
Exactly, exactly. After you got your pro card, you have to apply for the pro card and pay $250 to get your pro card. What you earn with all your hard work. Yeah,
It's
bodybuilding
crazy.
it's a business as well. It's a business. So you need to have a serious reason to try to go that route. My reason was at beginning was just like mental because I really want that so bad, was a dream of mine. So I invested everything on that dream, like other people invest on cars or clothes or everything else. So it was a dream of mine, and I didn't care about how much money I spent. I just wanted to achieve my goal and make my dream reality. So I didn't care. I never care how much money I spent. But right now it's a business thing too. Being a pro bodybuilder, you have more credibility from people. You can charge more for training. You People look different at you, and they trust you more because you got to a high level. That's a confirmation of your hard work and dedication, what you put into it.
Yeah, and you start to like take out a bit by a bit, but you start to like make money from your investment. And yeah, your body is an investment, and yeah, now that's your like main business. This is your main business. You're not working in other business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I do. That's all my the life around it. Just bodybuilding. That's everything.
A lot of people don't know, but some Olympia competitors, like they was rich before. Like Branch Warren was like millionaires, and he never made money from bodybuilding. Probably he made some money from bodybuilding, but he was a millionaire before. And a lot of people who are making like, some people never compete at Olympia, some people never get a pro card, but they are making millions of dollars from bodybuilding because they build their brand. You don't, it's like that concept of like being a freak, of a weird guy who don't go out of his home, and when he's going don't talk with anyone and is always weird and strange. That's not the bodybuilding that will work today. Like you have
Exactly.
to have like your own charisma and build a brand around
Personality.
you.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like it's a business. You need to build your brand, and you need to interact with as many people as you can, and people to know you and have connections, and that's how it works these days. And social media, it's very important. It's a very big thing those days on bodybuilding, because if you just train and eat and sleep and nobody see you, you do it just for yourself and you cannot get nothing back. But when you make videos, you make pictures, you invest on like
In
on
your
on
brand, in your
yourself,
image.
yeah, in your images, then you can get back. You can get back money.
It's exactly like, I call this like a modeling. Like you are investing in your image. Like you are spending, sometimes you are going sometimes to a professional photographer. You are doing like selfies all the time. You are posting photos from the gym. You want to keep connect with your public, with your audience.
Yeah,
And yeah, you just try to get as popular as possible. And in if you will get popular enough, you will sell like advertising on yourself. Like company will pay you to associate their name with your name. And
exactly. Because if you have a big following, for example, when you post something about a product or a company, a lot of people will see it. And if you have a nice personality and you are trustful, a lot of people will go and buy that product because they trust you and you put the product on your name. So it's very important those days to get a big following and interact with people on social media and invest on pictures and do as many videos as possible and stuff like that.
yeah, this is the price of a pro card. And yeah, and this is sometimes the price that some people are paying and they never get pro.
Exactly, exactly. That's the worst part. You can invest all those money, but if you don't have the potential and the genetic, because in bodybuilding, the most important thing to be true is the genetics. Like you cannot be a pro if you don't have the genetics, regardless of how much money you spend on yourself and for how many years you do it. You cannot do it. It's like a short guy who want to get on basketball, professional basketball. he will never have the chance because he's short. The same with bodybuilding. If your body is not created for that, you don't have the genetic, the potential genetic, you'll never get to a high level.
This is why
So
it's also
a lot of people those days, they really want the pro card, but they don't have the genetics necessary for that. So a lot of people invest ton of money on themselves, and they go to a contest where they supposed to get a pro card, and they end up on like 15 or 20th place because they don't have the genetics, even if they spend all the money we was talking about.
this is why it's important to have a trainer. He will also tell you, like, after a contest, after a prep contest, he can tell you, like, bro, it's possible for you to not have the genetic to become how you want to become. And it's important to have an honest trainer who will tell you this. And it's not bad. You can still get very famous. Like, we have the Rich Piana who recently died. He was like, he had a very bad genetic. He was like, never get pro, not a good bodybuilder, but someone who inspires a lot of people, a person who built a lot of audience around him, around his name, and he was very charismatic, and people like him, and
everybody have them unique things. So you don't have to copy somebody to get famous. You just need to do your own thing and to be yourself. To be
Yeah.
yourself. A lot of people, they're how to say, they're like shy about how they are, but in reality, people like weird stuff.
Yeah.
If you know, if it's a famous guy on Instagram, it's called Juji Mufu, who is a acrobat and do a lot of weird things like lifting all kinds of stuff, throwing all kinds of stuff. I had the pleasure to meet him and do some videos with him. When I meet him, he had 25,000 followers on Instagram. Right now, he has like 500,000 followers, and everybody knows him, and he promotes a lot of stuff. And he don't have the genetics to be a pro bodybuilder, but he's exposing his own personality, and he's doing his own crazy stuff, and people like it.
Yeah, that's also very important. Be yourself. If you like bodybuilding, you can just learn more, teach others, be a motivation without getting pro. But if you have the genetic to be a pro, this is the cost. And if you have the right genetic, and if you invest enough, and you have the right people around you, you have the chance to get a pro bodybuilder. And when you get the pro, still it doesn't mean anything if you are not able to like use that in your advantage.
Exactly. It's like you are at the top of the amateur level when you try to get your pro card, because you are there at the top trying to get your pro card. But then when you become a pro bodybuilder, you get exactly on the bottom of the pro rank.
Yeah.
So you are the last. Now you have to work to build yourself up like a pro
In a
bodybuilder.
new level. You was the best and you are the worst in the new league.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's exactly like I've competed as a like in a beginner CrossFit competition, and after a while I started to compete at RX. And I felt confident in my level of competition before, but when I compete at RX, I start to feel like, bro, I will never be able to be the first one here, because I'm not having the genetic, and I'm not having like, yeah, some people will always beat me at this level, and it's fine. I'm enjoying that, and it's also like in bodybuilding. You are not expecting to like next year to be the first one on Olympia, but still you are enjoying the new journey that you start.
Exactly. I was talking with my wife. Uh, was very hard to get a pro card because I had like some like my genetics is not the best, but I have strong motivation and I work so hard for it, and that compensate with my genetics. But right now at the pro level are a lot of people who have like 10 times superior genetics than myself, and they still work as hard as me. So it's almost impossible for me to be maybe Mr. Olympia in one day, and I know that. But I still enjoying being a pro, and I still want to do a few pro shows, and I still want to be my best, not the best in the world. I want to be my best, and I think you need to know where you are and don't be with the head on the sky and think you are the best. I think you need to know your place.
Guys, I think this video was very informative and you can learn a lot of stuff. Don't forget to comment us what you found the most informative in this video. Tell us what questions you have. Tell us what wasn't clear enough. And if you like, if you comment, and if you subscribe, and if you share this video, you can apply to our PayPal and you can donate like $250, exactly like you get the Pro card. If you comment, if you share, and if you subscribe, you can also give us $250.
For the
And
for all the information
for all the
we give
information,
you.
we will
Just
send
kidding.
you we will send you like a picture of Viorel Pro card, just to have a picture of a Pro card.
You laugh about me, but to visualize that pro card, what I had on my mind, you laugh now. I had a picture of a pro card made on a program, and I changed the name of the pro card, and I put my name on the pro card even before to have a pro card. So I had the picture of a pro card with my name on it, and I had it on my wallet for like years, just
Just
to
to be sure
visualize
one
that
day
I have.
will be yours.
Exactly, yeah. I just visualize that and remember what I'm after every time I look on my wallet.
Thank you, Viorel, for your time. It was a great pleasure to make this interview with you. I can't wait to see the feedback from audience. And yeah, guys, don't forget to comment. What do you think? What topics you recommend us? And yeah, let's just see what people thinks. Thank you and have a great time.
Was a pleasure, Vlad.